Hi, Slumber Party listeners. It's your host, Tim Murray, wanting to remind you to make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you can stay up to date on all of these interviews. Also, make sure you subscribe to iHeart Radio Broadway Network. I do all sorts of bonus episodes there that aren't available on YouTube. And make sure you're subscribed to my Patreon because you can get extra interviews with these guests, extra interviews with Jessica Bosk, Ben Fankhauser, Andrew Keenan Bolger, and so many more people. Enjoy today's interview. Thanks for watching. Hello, my queefy little Slumber Party listeners. It's your host, Tim Murray, and you're listening to the podcast where I talk to drag queens, comedians, Broadway stars about their slumber party experiences growing up. And I just want to say, in this past week, I finally got to see drag queens, comedians, and Broadway stars because I did go to New York City. And the other bustling metropolis of the world, Sandusky, Ohio, pretty much the greatest places on earth. And I just want to take a quick sec to say thank you so much to everyone who came out to Michael Henry and my show in New York City at Union Hall. We were sold the F out. I had not been back on a stage in a year and 4 months, and it felt like heaven. I think the whole time before the pandemic, I was so scared to do stand up, truly just like pooping, barfing, freaking out before going on stage. And this time I wasn't nervous at all. I think just because we've had a year and a half of being like, oh, remember, this could not exist and it could just be taken away. So the whole half an hour before I went on stage, I was just like so excited. And then doing it was so thrilling. So thank you to those who came out. Keep wearing your masks inside, I guess, because it's getting real crazy again. And honey, I need Broadway to come back. And speaking of Broadway, have you guys ever heard of, I don't know, Waitress the musical on Broadway? Or wait, hold on one second. My favorite thing in the world off Broadway, Clinton the musical, or Silence the musical at the Electra Theater, which is now a Chick-fil-A. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to stage one of the funniest people in the world who's been simply popping off on the internet. Please welcome Kevin Zak.
Hi, Tim. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Kev?
Oh, I'm alive.
I'm alive. I'm alive. I'm so alive. Next to normal.
That's next normal. Yeah.
That's next normal.
Yeah.
That's next normal. Now, I'm so excited to have you on the pod for many, many reasons. Been a fan of yours for a very long time.
Oh, likewise.
Thank you so much. And I think the first time you and I ever met was on the MTA because we were like internet friends. And then we got on the beautiful, just, treasure of a transportation system. I had missed it.
So glamorous.
Truly such glamour. Wearing your mask on there under the ground, waiting for. I just started sweating just thinking about it.
Yes, exactly.
If you live in New York, I'm so sorry for you because I don't miss that at all in any way. But okay, you are literally the perfect intersection for this podcast because you're a comedy queen and full of this musical theater resume, honey. It just doesn't quit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It just doesn't quit.
I quit it, that's for sure. Does that count?
Okay. We know you didn't quit it, but you're in Canada right now.
Yes, I am. Yep.
Can you talk about it?
Sure. Oh, yeah. No, I'm married to a Canadian citizen, Jesse Robb. He's a beautiful man and beautiful director choreographer. And we've been married almost 6 years, which I can't believe. We've been together longer than that. And when the pandemic hit, he was choreographing at the Stratford Festival of Canada, which is this big, glorious Canadian festival that does 12 plays and musicals for like a full year in rep. And he was doing Spam-A-Lot. And I was about to go do a new musical in Texas called Pure Country, which is based on a movie from the 90s that I never saw.
Coyote Ugly?
It's Coyote Ugly.
It's based on Coyote Ugly.
Yes, that's right. That would be incredible. I would be
the most country story ever told about hot young girls in Lower Manhattan. Yeah.
Yep. And one's going to go get her law degree, but still be on the poster. And so I was going to visit him in Canada before going to Texas. So I flew from New York I had just seen my dear friend Emily Walton in a show off Broadway, and we were all like, something's going to happen. We don't know what's going on, but this doesn't seem very good. My friend Philip and I had seen it, and we were like, goodbye, maybe forever after the show. And I flew to Canada, and then that's when everything shut down, and they shut down Stratford. And so we were in Canada. And Jesse, my husband, bought a house in Toronto 10 years ago. And so we came back to our house downtown, and we stayed here for the first 6 months of the pandemic. And so I was like, well, I think, because this was before the election, so we didn't know how things were going to go. I was like, I should probably apply for my permanent residence up here.
Yeah, baby.
Just in case I need that ripcord, or we need that ripcord, and obviously
Right.
would need to work for a living if I was in Canada. So I'm in the
Those,
process of
those
that.
listening, the election Kevin means is, of course, did you vote for Jan or Scarlett
Yes.
to go home in All Star 6? And now we knowing what we know now, for those who are caught up. Okay, go on.
Yes,
You're
that's
not
exactly
moving to
what I mean.
Canada permanently because
No,
of
no,
the
no.
results.
No,
Okay.
I'm not. However, I have the option to, and I'm excited to eventually work here in some capacity, because I love Canada and I love Toronto. And it's only a 40-minute flight once, everything's back up and running. It's really quick to New York, and we have a place in New York as well.
It's only a
So
40-minute flight to Toronto.
if you take Porter, which lands on an island off of downtown Toronto, you get in the air and you touch down at Newark in 40 minutes.
Welcome to the Rock. You are
That's
on the
right.
Rock. Yeah.
Yes. You land here and Jen Colella greets you with Tim Hortons.
With Tim Hortons. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to be really vulnerable with you right now and really honest. I don't know shit about Canada. And I want to know more because it
you're a
seems
Lake Erie
lovely.
boy, aren't you?
Yes. Okay, so here's the extent of what I know. I'm a Lake Erie boy.
So am I.
That's what, wait, where are you from?
Buffalo.
Buffalo, baby. You forget, and by you I mean me, how big Lake Erie is. It's literally like,
Wait, you cut out there.
okay, sorry. You forget how big Lake Erie is. Like Buffalo,
Oh, it's
all the
massive.
way through like Michigan. It's like so huge. Driving into Ohio, I was like, we're driving over the lake, and I was like, this is Stanachandra. It's so gorgeous.
I mean, it is one of the Great Lakes.
One of the Great Lakes, but people are always obsessed with the ocean, and I'm like,
yeah,
you don't even know. Yes, the ocean is big. Okay, yes,
we get it. There's whales.
We get it. There's whales and dolphins. Okay,
dolphins, great.
But there's giant crocodiles in Lake Placid.
That's right. That Betty White feeds with her own cows.
Oh my gosh, should we? If we were at a slumber party, that's the movie I would want to watch with you.
Oh, that's exactly the movie I would watch. Exactly the movie I'd want to put on.
I am so excited to talk to you because I feel like we just have so many aligning interests of like comedy, horror, camp. What are your what were your other like slumber party movies growing up?
Well, the slumber parties I went to, they never wanted to watch the movie I wanted to watch. They'd be like, let's watch Space Jam. And I'd be like, yeah, I'll totally watch Space Jam if we don't have A League of Their Own on VHS, sure.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Fine. I will put away my VHS copy of Batman Returns. But yes, we can watch something else. Fine. We can watch Braveheart again.
We can watch Rush Hour again. Isn't that
not
funny?
Rush Hour?
That's my favorite part about doing this podcast is there's like an unspoken like currency between gay kids from the 80s and 90s because nothing was overtly gay. There was no, I mean, when we were growing up, there wasn't even the original Queer Eye. Like that came later. Nothing was really gay. So you had to like label things gay or find the gay in Batman Returns, A League of Their Own, Mama, Miss Rosie O'Donnell.
Well, I always think that 1988 through 1996 is the best era of film. I think. I mean, we have A League of Their Own, Batman Returns, the original Batman, First Wives Club, Hocus Pocus, like everything that you could have ever wanted. Silence of the Lambs. I mean, Helen Hunt's heyday, really. Twister.
Oh my God, Twister, Helen Hunt.
right?
Okay, but if we're talking about the Helen Hunt of it all, I'm gonna need you to add one more year. I'm gonna need you to add 1997, baby,
Because of
because
yeah, go
that's
ahead.
when she gets. That's when she gets her Oscar.
That's right. And also that's when Batman and Robin came out, which really introduced a generation of young gays to drag when you think about it.
Oh my God, you're so
Because
right. Speak
it's
on that.
Joel Schumacher is the director, who is a flaming
Gay.
homosexual, or was.
Yeah.
And between Batman Forever and Batman and Robin, he literally put Jim Carrey, Tommy Lee Jones, and Uma Thurman all in drag. They were full head to toe drag with like even the eyebrows, like especially Uma Thurman. Like when she entered, she was looking back on it, I was like, oh, that was a drag queen. And I just didn't even know what drag was then. Even though I had seen RuPaul guest star on Sabrina the Teenage Witch at that point,
Of course.
I just thought that was just fun, you know? But I was like,
Right.
oh,
Right.
drag is Uma Thurman entering and walking on the backs of 70 men to get to the man with the Amex credit card that he's going to buy her with or tip her with.
Yes. The
Yeah.
most like drag reveal in the history of cinema is when she takes
of
out
time.
of time.
Yeah.
When she takes out those fake lips, and she's, or
That
no,
was-
when he
that
takes
was
off the fake
Robin.
lips.
Yeah.
Robin takes off the fake lips because he's like, "You're not gonna poison me, ho."
Yeah, that's the line exactly. You're not gonna poison me.
You're
Oh,
not gonna poison me, ho. And the whole
That's right.
discussion about like whether or not the suits should have nipples.
oh, and clearly they should because they did.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
as I think bats have nipples. I'm not sure about robins, but I'm sure bats have them somewhere.
I have nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just, if Kev, if you just want to do all meet the parents quotes, we could just do that. That's straight culture.
That's
Meet the
straight
parents.
culture. Yeah,
That's
you can put
straight
that over with
culture.
Wedding Crashers and call it a day.
Yeah, and that's enough, I think. We've seen it. We did that with our parents and our straight friends in high school, and
We
I don't know that
pretended to laugh and everything. Yeah.
I I don't think there's anything I've ever pretended to laugh at more than Meet the Parents. I mean, I was
Yeah.
just guffaw, 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 but in my heart of hearts, I was like, this is not the tea for me. And I love,
And
I mean,
also,
he's a gay icon. Oh my God, his name is escaping me. Everyone's Zoolander. Help me.
oh, Ben Stiller.
Ben Stiller. I mean,
Yeah.
he comedic genius.
Yeah.
But
No,
the whole
totally.
like vibe of like having to go meet straight
I
parents
was
is like,
I
who
was
cares?
whenever that movie came out, I don't know how old I was, but I remember watching it being like, this isn't believable, even though like I had just seen Batman and Robin in theaters, and he tried to freeze an entire city, and a woman got her magic powers from having acid poured on her in the ground. I went to meet the parents, and I was like, so much is going wrong. I wouldn't believe this is happening. This is giving me such bad anxiety. He would have said something by now to Robert De Niro, being like, you're treating me like a dick. And I've, burned half of your house down, and I almost killed your cat. Like, but it filled 2 hours of just nonsense.
Nonsense. Okay, you just made me think of something, a theory that I'm coming up with on this absolute spot. I think for me, I'm going to speak for all gay people because it's always good to speak in generalizations. Tell me if this rings true for you. For me, I never liked stories where a character, especially like a straight dude, was lying about something. It caused me so much anxiety, and I
So
wonder if
stressful.
that's because we were
Oh,
hiding the
totally.
gay.
Oh, I bet. Yeah. You were hiding everything you thought was going wrong,
Yes.
And so I think I could totally see how that correlates to each other. Absolutely. I mean, there's so many movies like that where like the guy was, Meet the Parents is a formula that has been in like, I would say at least 100 movies.
I mean,
That
and even
one.
like the Meet the Parents formula is the Say by the Bell formula, right?
Yeah.
It's like attractive, cool, straight guy is going to do something that's going to get him into a bit of a pickle.
Oh,
and
man.
he's going to have to charm his way through it to, get the authority figures, the parents, Mr. Belding, back on his side. And it's like, Willie, I love Saved by the Bell because the colors, the splashiness, all of it. But
The zigzags.
the zigzags, I mean, iconic zigzags.
Yeah.
But it caused me such agita because I just didn't like, I think most gay kids don't want to get in trouble.
No, it's too stress. It's the stress of it all. It's like I cannot think about another thing while I'm trying to cope with what I think I am.
Right.
You know, I can't go watch this movie about, you know, Robert De Niro giving Ben Stiller a lie detector test, because Robert De Niro is then going to find me out while I'm sitting here in the theater.
Oh my God, that's so true. That's so exactly what that feeling is. It's
So
like,
that's
what
why
if
we flock to movies like Batman and Robin, where, you know, Poison Ivy has a leaf in her hand that blows pheromonal dust that makes Chris O'Donnell want to sleep with you. Like, that's
I
the
mean,
dream.
that is Chris O'Donnell, it was and is the dream.
Still, oh, especially nowadays. I'm like, give him any decade.
Any
Send,
decade.
send him to Canada.
I mean, send him to Canada. I mean, what makes him most attractive, I think, is the fact that he like quit show business
Yeah,
for a while. He was like,
yeah,
I don't want to do acting. This is stressful.
yeah.
That's gay.
That's gay.
That's
Yeah,
gay.
yeah.
Okay, speaking of the movie industry and being gay and being famous, talk to the people about what is going this glow up you have had in the pandemic on your social media. You are comedically killing it with these Instagram, can we call them memes? What is that insulting? What do we call them?
No, I don't know what to call. I've sure memes is great. I mean, posts. I don't know what you can make up the word if you want. I mean, generally people
Jibble
say meme.
jabbles.
Yeah, jibble jabbles. All my
Use
jibble
jibble
jabbles that
jabbles.
I do. I mean, no, I think when the pandemic hit, all the work I had lined up for like a year and a half vanished overnight. Like tons of people. Like um, I was going to set waitress in a couple different cities around the world, which I was really looking forward to, because I had never been to these places like Australia or Amsterdam. And it all disappeared overnight. Um, and so I was also kind of leading up to that when I started working on the creative side of Waitress, and I had sold the musical I co-wrote, The Bloody Blade, Jessica Fletcher, which was supposed to premiere off Broadway last Labor Day. I kind of threw all fucks out the window after that. Um, and there was no other outlet for me besides this little stage on your phone, this, you know, square 2x2 stage, that anything that made me laugh, I just started making up or putting on social media. And I mean, luckily Nicole Kidman saw it once, and then it was over from there.
Is that what happened? She retweeted it?
She reposted like one of the first things I did with her The Undoing outfit. I had like
I love this. Yeah.
photoshopped her hair to be like 25 times the size the wig she was wearing. And so she reposted it, and she's got, I don't know, however many millions of followers. So that's when it started pouring in, the followers. And so I really owe her everything for that little tiny part of my life. I also probably owe her a massive apology at the same time.
I mean, I think that goes for all gay people. We all owe her everything.
Yeah, we owe her everything. And she was Dr. Chase Meridian in Batman Forever. So
Never forget it, honey, with blonde hair. Even.
yeah, she was part of the DC universe. More important than Superman.
I would agree. I would have
Yeah.
to agree.
Yes.
Dr. Chase Meridian. Every little kid in the country is playing with their Dr. Chase Meridian action figure.
That's right. I was lined up outside of Toys R Us waiting to get my little 16-inch therapist. So yeah, that's when I started, you know, whatever made me laugh, I made something stupid and I put it online, and I'm glad it made other people laugh, or it's making other people laugh, because it's been really my only outlet. I mean, no one could really do anything but stuff, you know, podcasts online, everything online, because that's all there was, and kind of still is at the moment. I mean, stages are kind of opening, but not fully open. Also, if you look at what's happening in London, it doesn't bode well for anywhere else. So we'll see how, you know, life continues in this sort of semi-virtual world that we're all in.
Yeah. Isn't that funny though? How like, I mean, obviously this sucks, but like very interesting how having everything kind of stripped away and taken away can open up this whole other creative bubble for you. Like, and now Nicole Kidman is posting about you, and Trixie and Katya mentioned you on their podcast.
That was I was so flattered that Katya did that. I was so surprised too. Like I knew she followed me, but I didn't know that. I mean, she was going to talk about me on her podcast, which I love. So it was I forgot who sent it to me, but it was such a sweet surprise. So I wish I want to thank her in person someday. But
Well,
still online.
She listens to this. She'll.
Oh,
No, she
excellent.
doesn't. She
Oh,
doesn't
okay.
listen.
I'll send it to her or something.
Yeah, give it. Yeah, send it to her.
She's here right now.
She's oh,
Yeah.
actually, Katya, come on out. I just tried to
Oh.
open the door. The door is fully locked. Come on out. I locked the door to keep my boyfriend from coming in and out of the room while we're recording. Stay out there. Stay
out there, you gay.
You gay person.
Yeah. So I mean, I think before the pandemic, I was trying to transition more into writing, and I really liked writing books of musicals and whatnot. I'd love to get more into that in this world, but at the same time, as horrific and sad as everything was, I absolutely threw all my fucks out the window in terms of how much I cared what people found funny or didn't. I just wanted to really make myself laugh because I was so down and out.
That is, I think, a great lesson to learn, and like something I think fluctuates for a lot of us is like, most of my stuff that has been successful in that way has been like Lisa Kudrow retweeted a thing that I did a couple years ago.
Well, duh.
What's so funny is like the 2 days leading up to her retweeting it, no one was watching it, and so it was just sitting there, and it's just so funny how like, but I mean, I do think she retweeted it because it was something that I really found funny, and was something that I was like, okay, if you're gonna like this, you're gonna have to know Rent, and you're gonna have to know The Comeback. And people call me niche all the time, so I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna lean into this thing that I think is really good.
I'll happily live in niche with you. It's very nice and niche.
It's nice and niche. I think it's important to like really embrace that, because my issue is like I have a little bit of ADHD, and I will stray from it for a while and be like, I don't know, nobody's liked the last 3 videos I've made, so maybe I should just like take a selfie with my shirt off to like try to get my algorithm back in people's feeds so people can see the funny stuff that I want to do. But like the truth is, just stick to like what you actually are good at and what you actually love to do and you think is funny. I really do think that is like the path.
I agree. I mean, it's only made me happier creatively speaking, to just make up my own shit. I like making it up. And so here I am.
World. But it's also so smart and great that you're doing it in this like shorter form, picture form, online form, because I mean, you and I, having been in New York, we know lots of people who are very talented, very funny, very good at what they do, who have written incredible shows that never see the light of day. And I think that's kind of the cool thing about what you're doing is like, oh, let me make a name for myself online, so these producers find me and they want to put up my shows and put up my musicals, and which is, I mean, that's really the name of the game. Like,
that's like a song from Mamma Mia. The name of the game. The name of the game.
Well, and also, I mean, let's be honest, the winner takes it all. Oh, and you want to be the winner, and you want to get that money.
That's right. You have to. I mean, you want to be Donna Sheridan running up that hill to that chapel with your scarf flowing behind you, and then you want to die a couple years later, and that's good.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, I've never seen Mamma Mia 2.
Tim.
I know.
Tim. I sound like Jill Taylor from Home Improvement. Tim.
It's Tim. Oh my God, not Home Improvement. Just. Do you think that we'll get a Fast and the Furious franchise from Mamma Mia? Like, do you think it'll be like we'll be at Mamma Mia 9 one day?
Hopefully. I mean, it's a common term online, the Mamma Mia cinematic universe. Like, that's a common I think internet hope is that one day it'll be like the Marvel universe where there are just spin-offs and WandaVisions and all these things of just the most bananas storylines involving cherished actresses.
Christine Baranski needs her own WandaVision for sure.
Yes. Oh my God. I mean, she's a Lake Erie girl. She's from Buffalo.
Oh my God! Look at these Lake Erie girls. Just
Look at these Lake Erie
look at these
girls.
leggy Lake Erie girls. That's the name of the title of it.
That's
Leggy
right.
Lake Erie girls.
Straight to Disney Plus. Yeah.
Oh heck yeah! Heck
Yeah.
yeah! Okay, let's talk. I have a very specific question for you
Okay.
because Broadway's coming back, and that's very exciting. And we love Broadway. We also know there's a lot of problems with Broadway, and this podcast is on iHeart Radio Broadway. Let's talk a little bit about off Broadway, baby, because
Okay.
you and I'll venture to say we're a little bit of off Broadway darlings. You know, I think. I mean, you were nominated for a huge award for
I was, yeah,
being an
a
off
couple years ago.
Broadway, but
Darling, yes.
not only in the shows. I feel like you and I are supporters of the shows.
Oh
We like
God,
to go
yeah.
see the off Broadways.
Yes. Oh God. Not only is it funnier, it's cheaper. So let's go. That's what I always
I'm
say.
saying, I mean,
Yeah.
it's cheaper. It's often more creative. You sometimes you get to see like the most amazing. I didn't get to see this production, but the Sweeney Todd that was like immersive.
I saw that one. Yeah. It was
And
so fun and interesting. And I got there, they literally served pie. So you got like a meal out of it too.
people are saying like Carolee Carmello and Norm Lewis are literally like standing over you, breathing down your neck. You don't get
They
that in a
were.
massive theater.
No, you don't. You don't get that at Wicked, which you should. I'd love if, the goat was standing over me, breathing down my neck, but
And let's be honest, I would love for there to be an off-Broadway version of Wicked and a Broadway version playing at the same time. And it's a stripped down version.
stripped down, yeah. She's
I
just,
mean,
she gets
honestly,
up on a chair at the end of Act 1. That's it. No flying.
No flying, just chair flying. And I mean, if we're gonna be real talk, give me the Nessa Rose WandaVision. I want that. I want that spin off.
She's got the best song in the show, and it's not on the cast album.
I cannot even begin to tell you how many versions of that song I've listened to during the pandemic.
Same, absolutely same.
I mean, just
give me the montage. Go to the YouTube, and I want a compilation.
Give me the compilation, baby.
I think
okay. I think we're back. What? Can you hear me?
Okay, good. Yeah.
What are some of your fave off-Broadway experiences? I got to see Jenna Lee Green in a Tanya Harding, Nancy Kerrigan musical.
Another icon. I mean, come on, Libby Chesworth.
I had her on the pod, and Jenna and I have become very good friends since I worked at a bar with my manager was one of her best friends. So she would come in all the time. And the first, many times we hung out, I couldn't get over. I was like, I'm never going to talk to you like you're a normal person.
I know. I don't call me Kevin, call me Freak.
Call me freak, spit in my mouth,
yeah.
Punch me in the face, be Libby Chesler, be mean to me. And I mean, that girl is so talented. That voice.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Come on.
And come on. And you know who else I'm dying to have on the pod? Aunt Hilda herself.
Caroline Ray. Oh
Caroline
my
Ray.
God. Yeah, I did a Skivvies show with her. If you
stop.
The Skivvies are this for the listeners. I'm sure you all know who they are, but it's Nick Searley and Laura Molina. They do these great cabarets and covers of songs in their underwear. And I've done a number of concerts with them. And one of the shows, Caroline Ray was also performing as a guest. And she showed up in like a full bathrobe and bunny slippers because she's like, I'm not going to do it naked. I don't know how you guys do this. And she came into, we were at 54 Below, and we were in the upstairs section. She came in and she goes, "Isn't this so weird? You probably all watched me growing up, and now I'm looking at you naked." And then Nick Adams was also doing the show, and one of his fans sent like boxes of banana pudding from Magnolia, which, as you can see by Nick Adams, he would never touch because he is so svelte. So me and Caroline Ray sat upstairs at 54 Below, chatted, and ate a full box of banana pudding together.
Oh my, okay, that.
And I was the biggest Sabrina the Teenage Witch fan, at least in Buffalo.
Kevin,
and so dreams. It was absolute dreams.
That show was unbelievable.
Yeah, I recently really wanted to make a list of how hard it was for Sabrina to just exist as a witch. Because every single spell she cast had this insane, awful consequence. Like, she couldn't see her mom for some reason, or her mom would turn into a ball of wax.
I mean, that's Greek mythology right there.
Right. It's like she had so many rules. Like, she had to get her witch's license, but as soon as she beat all these life-threatening quizzes from the quizmaster, she couldn't get the witch's license until she figured out the family secret, which is that every Spellman family member had an evil twin, and one of them had to kill the other one just to stay alive. Witch.
So like, so high stakes and so camp. I mean, that very much fits in the world of like Batman and Robin, right? Like,
yes,
just
like totally
the tone. I mean, I miss that. That's what I miss most about the 90s is like the silliness, the effortless camp and tone that was like just mainstream at the time.
Oh, it was totally mainstream. Yes,
everybody was doing it.
It's like Sabrina's like, let's do an episode with Britney Spears where we're in Paris, or let's have Barbara Eden on and do a disco, or it was wild. It was a great time to be a kid.
It really, really was.
Yeah,
and I feel like Glee was like really trying to bring some of that tone back to like the zeitgeist, and they definitely did.
Well, if you remember, I don't know if sometimes people have heard of the show, sometimes they haven't. It was Ryan Murphy's first show on TV. It was on the WB. It was called Popular. Yes. Yes. And my brother Michael and I were obsessed with the show, and I still am, because it is peak 2000 in terms of style and everything, and the way things are shot, and that huge dip between the comedy and then the super serious parts of the show where like someone got leukemia or something, and it was 2 seasons and it ended in a cliffhanger. Like, we don't know what happened to these people, including the last episode being Mary Cherry finding out that her dad was RuPaul, and that's how the series ended.
I had the box set DVDs. I completely forgot about that ending. That is so wild. I remember that there's a car accident, right? Melissa Etheridge's
we don't
wife.
See what happens. Yes, we see Melissa Etheridge's ex-wife driving the thing, and then the headlights go, and we see like the girl push the other girl, but we don't know what happened. It ended there.
Which is like quintessential 2000 for my Dawson's Creek fans. This girl on Popular was very much the villain. She was like
Tammy Lynn Michaels, the actress.
Tammy Lynn Michaels. Yes. Unbelievable, by the way.
Unbelievable.
Like, so good. So good. And she had short hair, which let us know she was a villain.
Yes.
And
just spiked.
And spiked. They loved to like take a villain and make them like truly pure evil, bad girl, just like Abby. I don't know if you're a Dawson's Creek person.
I wasn't. I apologize.
Okay, there was another bad girl on Dawson's Creek named Abby, who was always getting Michelle Williams into trouble.
Oh,
I know. And then she dies in season 2, and it's like the early 2000s loved to be like, you know how you guys hated this person?
Kill her off.
We're going to kill her off, and then you're going to feel bad for her, actually.
That's right.
And that show, I mean, Kev, every time I'm watching a television series, I say out loud to no one, we got to get Leslie Bibb in this.
Oh, you say any show, The Americans, House of Cards,
Breaking Bad,
Curb Your Enthusiasm. WandaVision, anything. Especially since Leslie Bibb is in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. She was in the first 2 Iron Man movies.
Oh my God, you're right.
I was the only queen in the theater seeing Iron Man, and when she appeared, I screamed and applauded because I thought we were all going to give her entrance applause. Joke's on me. No one else clapped for Leslie Bibb's entrance as like a reporter in Iron Man.
Joke's on them, Kev. Joke's on them.
You're right. You're right.
because
Those
they don't know
Buffalo
what they
crowds.
are missing. Carly
That's right.
Pope, Leslie Bibb, just
Oh my God. Sarah Rue.
popular. Sarah Rue. What's the actress's name that plays Leslie Grossman? Mary
Leslie
Cherry?
Grossman. Oh my God. Yeah. She's, I mean, still a Ryan Murphy icon. You know,
Truly.
she does all the American Horror Stories now, I think.
But she deserves awards thrown at her for her portrayal of Mary
Yes.
Cherry in Popular. That
Oh
show
my God.
was...
And Delta Burke as her mom, Cherry Cherry.
Oh my God. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
that was just camp on camp on camp.
On top of camp, on top of camp. And oh my, one of my favorite performances of all time, Bobby Glass, the chemistry teacher.
Oh.
Like, she is the ultimate villain that you feel bad for at the same time. She was incredible. And she should be in all of his shows. I don't know where she is, but she should be like the main villain in every like she should have played Halston, I think.
Oh, agreed completely. Completely. Also, what a prototype for Jane Lynch's character in Glee. Like that was like
that
trying that out.
Well, Jane Lynch also guest starred on Popular.
I don't remember that.
There was an episode that was literally Scream, the plot of Scream. And Jane Lynch was the detective that came and shut down the school because they were all trapped in there with a masked killer. Yeah, the show the show spanned all genres and it was perfect.
Honestly, a new podcast Kevin and I are starting today, and we're just going to recap the episodes of Popular.
I'd be happy to.
I would love to, at the very least, rewatch the whole thing with you because
yes, I think it's actually all on YouTube now when it should be like the top choice on Netflix for strong female leads.
I mean, seriously, if they put that on Netflix, the children would find it and they would make it,
and they'd reboot it.
They'd reboot it.
Yeah.
It would have the nanny treatment that it deserves, that HBO Max is giving the nanny. My favorite line of all time is in the pilot of that episode: "Cancel my subscription because I'm over your issues."
Yeah. It's just so cutting, but she also is so witty.
So witty. I mean, it was just gay. Like
it was all gay.
Just the library is open on his shows.
Wentworth Miller, that was like one of his first big TV jobs, was playing that random gay villain character that like had a guest arc on the show and really screwed everything up. And then he went and did Prison Break or whatever after that. But he snuck every like queer icon was in that show. The principal was from Queer as Folk, I think. And
oh my God, you remember it so much better than I do. I need to give
I think I give it a rewatch every 2 years, I would say.
Okay, that's absolutely incredible. I gotta let you go soon. We gotta wrap up soon. But
I'm so sorry. I talk so much.
No, please. I'm loving this. I could literally hear you talk about early 2000s television my whole life long. What were I know we talked a little bit about the movies that you watched, but what were your slumber parties like growing up? If you had them, you mentioned you had a brother.
Yep. I had a couple great friends I went to St. Andrew's Country Day School, which was a co-ed Catholic school growing up with nuns. We had nuns. So, I mean, as far as slumber parties went, they were so innocent and like we never did anything bad. We never drank or anything like I'd hear other people do. Like they'd be like, oh, they drank? We're only in 8th grade. How could they drink? And I mean the amount we did a lot of slumber parties in tents outside, like we camped outside. And I had two close friends, and we would always film some sort of movie when we had sleepovers, not like a skin flick or anything. We would film, like we would take one of our teachers, like our French teacher, whose name was Madame Vadraska, and we'd turn her into a sort of like Voldemort type character and make a movie around it. Like, I am so lucky that YouTube was not a thing back then, because
seriously,
I would have been expelled and like shot out of a cannon. If I had access to YouTube as a 12-year-old, I'd be in jail for sure. Like suspicious terrorist threats sort of thing. We'd rent a fog machine from Party City.
Stop it.
My friend Mark had a strobe light in his basement, and we'd do these like wacky movies that were like 5 minutes long, and we thought we were just like nailing the special effects. Um, and it would be about one of our teachers trying to take over the world and us having to stop them.
Okay, if you can find these videos, you have to post them now. That is amazing.
Well, they were on those little tapes, so it's like they weren't even on. It wasn't a digital camera; it was like a tape, right? There were those little
Yes.
tapes you had to put inside of a bigger VHS tape to play on the VCR. So I'm sure they're in some landfill because I'll ask my friend Kelly if he still has them, but I doubt it because I would bet they are very damning.
You're speaking directly to me because I did the same thing. We would have we'd make horror movies. I wrote a script when I was like 12 and we filmed it in somebody's basement. There's that tape somewhere, and then a tape of our 6th grade music class assignment was to create a lip sync music video to no, not even a lip sync. We had to sing a cappella and tape that, but create a full music video.
Uh-huh.
And it was so much fun. My girlfriends did Survivor by Destiny's Child, and they did it on the Lake Erie Beach, and
Yes.
it was absolutely incredible. And we did Angel by Shaggy, me and
Of
two of my guy
course.
friends, and I art directed the shit out of that music video. It started with I was like, I want all 3 of us boys to be looking very bored, and you're throwing a tennis ball up in the air and catching it, and then the tennis ball, you miss the ball and it goes into the bathroom, and you go look in the bathroom, and the mirror says Angel on the bathroom. And then the other one who's playing basketball, I remember like it was yesterday, and the ball goes out of his hands and he goes to go find the ball, and it says Angel in chalk on the pavement. And then I was on aim, and I was just getting bored on aim, and I'm flicking my pencil. The pencil goes flying. I go to pick up the pencil, print it out in aim letters was Angel. And then of
Ah.
course the music started there. And then we
Oh,
had a whole dance, a whole choreography.
this
And
is you need to post this.
I
Dude,
know, but just like you, it was on one of those tiny little tapes. I just tried
yep.
to digitize all of my parents' old tapes,
Uh-huh.
but you can digitize like the large tapes, and I cannot. I believe this tape is stuck inside of the
No.
old recorder, those
Uh-huh.
tiny tapes, and I can't get it out.
Oh
And
no.
I don't even know if that's the tape. So like if I spend
Oh.
like thousands of dollars or whatever to figure out how to get the tape out, I don't even know if that's the one, or if it's just like, you know, the Easter Sunday or my mom taping Days of Our Lives. I don't know. This is what it was like to be a kid in the 90s, okay?
It was, yes. And sometimes you only had a certain amount of tapes, so you would have to sacrifice something you already made sometimes and tape over it.
Oh,
Like I
that
that
mhm.
was devastating when I had to tape over like a couple of X-Men episodes that I had taped that were like heavily featured Storm. It was heartbreaking, but you did it for the art.
You did it for the art because
Yes.
you had to know, but God, it was horrible to do that. When I figured out as like a college student that you could buy the old VHSs of those X-Men episodes, oh, did
Uh-huh.
I have a field day? Oh, I mean, that was the best television show of all time.
It was. Oh my god, it was so adult too. It
So
was
adult.
it the issues were very heavy for like a 8-year-old to digest. And not digest them I did, just so I
Oh
can
yeah,
see Storm zap her mall clothes off into her X-Men uniform,
incredible.
or Jean Grey have another fainting fit.
I'm imagining that exact scene in my head right now, and it's bringing me such joy
Oh my
of
god.
that zapping her mall clothes. That's drag, mama.
That was drag. That was a reveal. It was totally
Mhm,
like she's like,
mhm.
fine, I'm gonna go from this pink blazer to this skin tight white pleather suit with these like bed sheet capes off of my wrists, which I used to myself tie my bed sheets to my wrists so I could be Storm.
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah. Yes. 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 Absolutely. I was a rogue girl. Once a rogue girl, always a rogue girl.
Oh
But
yeah.
but I understand most little gays are Storm, and we love Storm as
Well,
well.
yes, I know a lot of rogue gays. I know a couple of Jean Grey gays, and
Interesting.
yeah,
Interesting.
and those there's a correlation to that because Jean Grey would always have headaches and faint. And I was like, I see why you like Jean Grey, because you seem to have a lot of headaches and you faint a lot.
Yeah, you're very dramatic.
You're
You're
very
that Shea
dramatic.
Lounge in your
Yeah.
Fire Island house makes a lot of sense now.
Yes.
I never liked the main girls. The ingenues were not for me, which
No.
tracks now in my adult life. I loved the supporting lead. So I was always Rogue or Storm, or like in Power Rangers, I was always Trini. I was never Kimberly. Trini all the way.
1000% Trini.
Saber-tooth tiger. Yellow
Yes.
was such a fun color. And like
Yes.
same for American Gladiators. I was never like the most lovable American Gladiator. I was always like the fringe girls. That's
The
why
fringe girls. Yes, the
Yeah.
fringe girls.
the girls who were off to the side, didn't get the main
Yes.
storyline.
No, but it's like Kimberly, the Pink Ranger, got a skirt with her uniform, but Trini didn't. So I was like, well, Trini, I don't wear skirts either, but I want to be Trini.
Yeah.
And then there was also Rita Repulsa, who was also a drag icon.
I mean, I want to see a full drag show that is just Rita Repulsa themed.
That would be unreal.
That would be sickening.
That you have to do that at your next show. We should get you a Rita Repulsa costume.
We really should. It's a little triggering for me because at Bob the drag queen and Kim Chi's like Halloween extravaganza party or whatever right after season 8, there was like a big Halloween theme party, and the best costume won like thousands of dollars. It was like a huge cash prize because it was like, hundreds of gay men paid a bunch of money to get in. And I went to the party in this big warehouse, and I was Stephanie J. Block bootleg of The Wizard and I, with like the YouTube cutout around my head. Like I had created like a whole YouTube cutout, and then I was Stephanie J. Block specifically, and had like very SJB stuff written all around me. And I was wearing tiny short shorts and boots, and so I would say I'm a bootleg of The Wizard and I, and it was incredible. And I didn't even make the top 20 that night.
No.
And the winner was some guy who just did like a verbatim exact replica of Rita Repulsa, and it was incredible. The craftsmanship was incredible, but I was like, Mama, where are the points for comedy
and creativity?
Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah,
Execution, maybe not,
and
but
you
come
you
on.
made it as well, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Oh, geez, I'm sorry.
I cut the poster board. Thank you so much. It was that was a hard night.
It was a hard night.
Kevin, this has been so much fun.
Yes.
Where can the people follow you on the internet?
They can find my Instagram if they'd like. It's at Kevin J. Zak, Z-A-K. Come on by. It's always wild. And that's my same handle for anything else you can imagine.
You gotta follow. The Instagram is so lit. He does like deadline articles, but recreates them in this hilarious way. You gotta check it out. Thank you so much for joining us. Listeners, you can follow me at tmurray06 on all platforms, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Bye.
Bye.